Parenting is hard. It's not going to be easy, you know. There's good days, bad days, but you just need to know there's more out there than just you. We all go through the same struggles. Welcome to Parenting 101. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic in general is just about kids. Kids in general. You know, like your own kids, I'm saying. And how the things that I go through, I'll say, because I only have boys, so I can only really speak on the things I go through with my boys. But I can a little bit speak on some things my brother goes through with his daughter, because he's a dad with a daughter, and I'm a mother with two boys, and they are crazy. One's 6, one's 4. And when they were younger, I was excited to see when they get to this age, to see how excited, you know, they're close in age, so see how they are, how they're gonna react and play together and stuff. Now I feel like a referee, because all they want to do is argue and fight about games or about Jamie's doing this, Jalen's doing that. So it's a little bit hectic. It's more hectic than I thought it would be, I guess. I should have expected it, because my mom, she had 5 of us, three boys and 2 girls, and when we were younger, we all were under the age of 6, so we're like, you know, back to back to back, and she's gone through it anyways and explained all this and told me, because again, I live in a house with 13 of us, you know, we live together, we stayed together. It's me, my 2 boys, my parents, my brother, his daughter, she's 2, and then all my other siblings. They don't have kids, so, but you know, and it's crazy with just us older ones. We sometimes get crazy, not fighting or anything like that, but you know, the normal sibling debates and stuff like that go on. So I should have expected this from my own kids. I just didn't know it was going to start now. But you know, it's cute to see sometimes the way they play together, look for each other, excitement. So it's also fun. But having 2 boys, I don't know, it's crazy. Like, obviously I'm a female, but training them, let's say potty training them, you know, I'm a girl, so I sit and go pee and things like that. Boys, you know, I'm trying to tell them how to stand and do it and things like that. And I'm lucky I live with my dad, you know, he could at least show them what it's about and things like that, because I don't know, it's harder, of course, being the opposite gender and trying to teach the opposite gender about why they do what they do. So, you know, my dad helped and explained it and everything, but without that little bit of male guidance, I'll say, it'd definitely be a little bit more difficult when it comes to certain things for either side. That's like my brother. He has a daughter. It's him and his daughter. So when it comes to menstrual time, pregnancy, boys, that type of stuff, those type of talks, if it wasn't for, you know, obviously he has me, my sister, my other sister, my mom, to really help him get through those type of talks as he gets older, unless he, you know, gets with another lady or whatever, but he at least has that backup. But if it was just him and his daughter, let's say, and she was a little bit older and that start coming up, I know it must be a little bit awkward being a male. Then again, you know, some guys go through it. My brother will, and you just push on. But it's always obvious for the, you know, kid better when you're talking to the same gender about situations like that, especially when you're a little girl. I'm sure she would want to talk to a woman. But again, you can put your opinions in the chat, and maybe, you know, you have different experiences that I've never gone through, so I don't know everything, but I'm just talking from my own perspective on it. Now, everyone's different, but like I said, I have boys, so for me, I can speak on what I go through with these 2. It's funny though. I've always envisioned myself having boys. I think I'm just a boy mom, they call it, I believe. Or, you're just more, I don't know, cling to boys, I guess. But I don't know if I would have had a daughter, like how I would have felt. I know I would have loved them, but I don't know. I can't visualize myself with a little daughter. Like, it's just different. But, it'd still be cute. A little mini me walking around. But I kind of have mini me's of myself, just boy versions. Because if you look at Jamie, and then if you look at Jay, we all kind of look the same. But I don't know. My boys, they have their own personalities. Like, they're completely opposite. My oldest, he's really into gaming. He loves that type of atmosphere. He feels like he's a pro gamer and all that. That's what he loves. And my youngest, he's wild, but he's a sports one. Like, he's really wants to be, active and all about getting out there, running around, that type of stuff. So they're two different, but also the same, if that makes sense. They like some stuff the same. Like, they both will play games or they both will do sports, but of course, one loves sports and one loves gaming more than the other, type thing. But I'd love to hear your opinion or your own comments on what you deal with either being a girl and having boys or being a boy and having girls. Because I feel like even though it's kind of in the same ball game, it's still a little bit different for both sides. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just me thinking that. I don't know. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Another thing I realized I forgot to say about boys and potty training is trying to make them understand how to aim in the toilet. Because for me, I never really had to worry about that. But for boys, sometimes they just, pop it out and start peeing. It's all over the back of the seat. Now you got to explain to them, no, we can't do that because we all have to sit on the seat. Now we have to keep disinfecting the seat. But, trying to get them to lift the seat, go pee, things like that, it's a hassle, a challenge. That's why I'm so grateful that, I do have the extra little bit of help. But for those single people out there that have no one but them, I can understand their pain where they have to really explain this type of stuff to their or teach them. So everyone goes through those struggles though, regardless where you're at. You gotta teach them, you gotta let them learn things, But I don't know, but I know one thing. I'm starting to see boys are way more, active and wild than I'd say girls, in my opinion, just from what I've seen, because my niece, she's a little bit younger, but already she's, a little bit calmer, I'd say, and likes to play those calm games compared to the boys who wants to run, scream, get wild and crazy every chance they get. So having a little girl, they're a little bit more calm when they're younger. But in my opinion, as it's when they get it older, a little bit older than this, where the boys start to calm down and then the girls start to get louder, I'll say. Being a girl, I know from my own experience how loud we can get. We're a little bit calm. But if you have a sister, then you would understand what I'm talking about when you say girls can get louder as they get older. Because, it's a sister thing. Something though I can say about boys that I love, that I'm sure if I had a daughter would be probably the same, but with my boys is when they can tell when I'm upset about something. Like when they can just know mom is not happy. So usually they would come and, are you okay? Or give me hugs. So sweet, those type of things. That's the best thing about having kids. They can tell when there's something going on with you and you're not the same as you usually are. It's weird, but I don't know. To me, I feel like that is a true fact. Like, my boys usually can figure it out. Of course, they don't know what this issue, like situation or issue is, but they just know there's something. And kids, they have that type of way of just figuring that type of thing out, where they can just tell there's something going on. But not only boys, but kids in general, they know. They just know. That's all I'll say. They know. Um, but it's cute. That's why I love being a parent. Because even though I go through a lot of hard days, I also go through many more good days and fun days and exciting days. And right now, with the COVID thing going on, what we do is YouTube. We have two other YouTube channels for them. One's a gaming one they love, and the other one's kind of a family one, the Jamie Marshall Show. Everyone's on there trying to do something funny, or we have characters we go through. It's just to keep our mind off of COVID. So we have something exciting to look for every day. And if you go on the channel, you'll see we post a lot of different material. Educational, not educational, funny. That's the one thing I love about living at home, because you can still do that type of stuff and not worry about getting sick because you're going out getting in gatherings. Because hey, we all live together, so we do everything pretty much together. That way we know no one's contracting it. When we go to stores or anywhere, at least two of us go, and that's it. We just grab what we need and we get back. You don't see us out there mingling, getting crazy, because we don't know how serious this disease can be. It can seem fine, or like a flu, like I keep hearing, but it's not, or else we wouldn't be quarantining. Unless you know something I don't, but I've never seen a flu we got to quarantine for. And I doubt the government is just doing this just to do it. I mean, what's the point? Please leave a comment at the bottom to tell me why they would do this just to have fun. Like we'd all have fun sitting at home doing nothing instead of doing something with our lives. Like, it doesn't make sense. But leave a comment if you feel differently. But as I was saying, that's exactly why we like doing YouTube. Because YouTube is just a fun thing you can, like now, I can sit here talk to you guys about anything, and it's just a way to get my mind off of things, or take a little vent if I wanted to vent about it. But as I was saying in the beginning, I love my boys. They are drive me nuts to the end of days sometimes, and sometimes I just want to, really get their butts. But I realize, they're my boys and they're my babies, and they're just gonna be that wild, crazy, and I just have to adapt to it, get them to see why it's at least fun, and when's the time to get wild and crazy, and when's the time to be, ready to focus and listen. And that's really the hard part about parenting, finding that middle, getting that point to them that, it's not always about running and screaming and being loud. We got to sometimes sit down and have a talk or learn something, I heard a true fact once. They said kids are what you make them. And to me, I took it as, if I allow them to just be crazy and wild and not see the other side of things, as in focus, education, not just always playing games or doing what you want, then when they grow up, that's exactly the problem. They're not going to want to listen. They're not going to want to hear what others say. They're just going to want to do what they want to do. And it's not, I mean, it's good to be that way sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes you have to listen and understand what's going on more than what you want for yourself, if that makes sense. And then there's sometimes that you can tell a kid something or teach them till they're blue in the face, and they still grow up and do what they want and do something completely different than what you would expect your kid to do, And it's not always like a negative thing. Sometimes it ends up being a good thing. But, you still want to make sure they understand other people's perspectives, I'll say. And understand that sometimes they have to work with other people, so they gotta learn how to listen and adapt to that. Not always, you know, do what they want to do, even though it might not be fun all the time, but it's something we need to learn or teach our children. So I'm gonna leave it there. Leave a comment down below with your own perspective or different things you've experienced with boys, that, or maybe give some advice on things that I could start experience with my boys as I get older. Because as I said, mine are 6 and 4. I don't know what's gonna happen when they're 10 and 12. But leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and go on to the next video because I'm sure you're gonna like it.